Today, we're heading to Wayanad in Kerala. It's this really beautiful district in India. And what's really cool about this deep dive is our source. It's not your usual travel guide. It's actually a personal guide from someone who lives there, a local. So we're getting a proper insider look. The big question for us today is, what really makes Wayanad stand out? What makes it special for a trip? According to someone who calls it home.
Exactly. And our mission here is, well, it's to pull out those really crucial bits of knowledge, those surprising facts from this local guide. It's kind of a shortcut for you, really. To understand Wayanad beyond just the main tourist spots. Think of it like discovering Kerala's green heart, why it draws people in, especially if you're looking for something, well, tranquil and enriching.
Okay, let's get into it then. The source calls Wayanad a calm green district. It's nestled in the Western Ghats. But, for someone who hasn't been, what is it about Wayanad that really sets it apart? What makes it unique?
Well, I think what makes Wayanad truly distinct is how several things come together.
Yeah.
It's got this noticeably cooler weather compared to much of Kerala. Then there's the sheer natural beauty. I mean, the Western Ghats are just stunning there. And you've got this rich, quite deep-rooted tribal culture, which is fascinating. But maybe the biggest thing, the thing our source really highlights, is the lifestyle. It's slow, genuinely slow.
A slow lifestyle. How does that actually, feel when you're there?
It's not just a catchphrase, right?
Yes.
It's woven into everything. You feel it in the pace of the day. People aren't rushing. There's more emphasis on, like, genuine connections, on fresh local food. It feels like a real break from the usual hustle. And that makes it really appealing for all sorts of people.
Yeah.
Backpackers looking for something authentic, couples wanting peace.
Families, too, I imagine.
Oh, definitely families looking for a proper restorative break. It just has that perfect blend of nature and, well, serenity, peace.
That sounds like the ideal setting to actually absorb the place, doesn't it? Not just rush through. Okay, so our guide flags up 10 key places, plus a bonus tip, as essential Wayanad experiences. This is where it gets really interesting. Let's talk about some of these spots. Where do we start?
Yeah, the guide picked these carefully. But maybe instead of just listing them, we can delve into a few that really capture that unique Wayanad feeling. Because they offer more than just scenery. Take the Idakal Caves, for instance.
Okay, Idakal Caves, prehistoric carvings, right?
Exactly. But it's more than just seeing old carvings. The guide points out it's the feeling. You're walking where people stood, like 6,000 years ago, seeing their marks on the walls. It's this incredible connection to the past, standing on that hilltop. It feels almost profound, way beyond just a nice view.
Wow, okay. Connecting with history like that sounds powerful. And you mentioned a mystery spot earlier. The guide talks about the Lakiti chain tree. What's the story there? It sounds intriguing.
Ah, the chain tree. Yes, it's tied to this really fascinating local legend. The story goes that a British engineer couldn't find the route through the dense Ghats to Wayanad. A local tribal guide, a young man named Kirantandan, showed him the way. But then the engineer, worried Kirantandan would reveal the path to others, or maybe take the credit, killed him treacherously.
Oh, wow. Dark.
Yeah, and the legend says Kirantandan's spirit started haunting travelers on that route, causing accidents. So eventually a priest was called, and he supposedly chained the spirit to this particular ficus tree at Lakiti. So when you visit, you see this huge chain around the tree. It's more than just, a big tree. It's soaked in local folklore, history, bit of mystery. Adds a whole other layer.
That's incredible. A place with a real story.
Definitely. And then you've got places that are just about raw nature, like the Suchipara waterfall.
Suchipara, Needle Rock Falls, I think that means.
That's right. And it is powerful, a strong cascade, totally surrounded by forest. It's one of those places that just invites you to stop and take it all in. And for culture, the guide strongly recommends the N-Uru tribal village.
Okay, what's special about N-Uru?
What's fascinating here, I think, is the focus on genuine experience. It's set up to really showcase tribal life, their food, their architecture, their crafts in a respectful way. It feels more like an exchange, a chance to learn, rather than just, looking from the outside.
That sounds much more meaningful. So those are some really distinct highlights. What about the others on the list? For different kinds of travelers, maybe?
Absolutely. There's a great mix. For instance, Banasura Sagar Dam. It's actually the largest earthen dam in India, second largest in Asia. Great for boating, some light trekking, or just, incredible scenery. Then there's Pukod Lake, a beautiful natural freshwater lake. Very peaceful. You can do pedal boating, walk around the path. It's lovely.
Sounds relaxing.
Very. And the Churum viewpoint. You mentioned it earlier. It gives you this amazing vista over the winding Ghat roads, the hairpin bends, climbing up the mountainside. watching the mist swirl through those valleys. It's quite something.
I can picture that.
Yeah.
What about the more adventurous spots?
Right, for that, there's 900 Kandis. It's more offbeat, known for its hidden forest trails, eco-lodges, and they even have one of those glass cantilever bridges for a thrill. And Carlid Lake is another good one for activity, ziplining, kayaking, but it's also known for just being a quiet spot, especially in the evening. And finally, Vithiri Park. It's simpler maybe, a nice green park, good for just chilling out, taking a slow walk.
Okay, that's 10 spots. And the bonus tip.
Ah, yes, the bonus. Phantom Rock. It's this naturally formed rock structure that kind of resembles a skull, hence the name. The guide suggests it's a fantastic, less crowded spot for a peaceful sunset. A good offbeat choice to end a day.
That covers a lot of ground. Okay, moving beyond the sights. For me, a deep dive always needs to include the food. What kind of delicious, homely food awaits you in Wayanad, according to our local guide?
Oh, the food is definitely a highlight. And it really reflects that connection to the land, that sort of authentic homemade style. You absolutely have to try the traditional Kerala sadhya or meal, often served on a banana leaf. The guide also raves about the local fish curry, often paired with kappa or tapioca. It's a staple.
Fish curry and tapioca. Interesting combination.
It really works. And then there's something quite unique. Bamboo rice biryani. This isn't just a gimmick. It's a traditional method. They cook the rice and spices inside a hollow bamboo stalk over fire. It gives the biryani this incredible, subtle, earthy flavor. It's about using local resources. That sustainable approach again.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I've never heard of that.
You should definitely seek it out. Also look for tribal-style dishes like Raji Putu steamed finger millet cakes, very nutritious. And snacks. You can't miss pasam puri.
Banana fritters. Love those.
Yes. Sweet, ripe bananas coated in batter and fried. Simple, but so good. And unyapan, these small, round, fried dumplings made from rice flour, banana, and jaggery. Delicious. And importantly, the source mentions that many places, especially homestays and smaller resorts like their own Riverland,
Right.
really focus on this. Fresh ingredients, homemade, traditional cooking, that's key to the experience.
That commitment to fresh, homemade food definitely fits that peaceful way of life vibe we talked about. So thinking about where to stay to really soak this all in,
Cool.
where does the guide suggest? Are there specific types of places that capture Wayanad's essence?
Yeah, there's a huge range, actually. Everything from, really unique tree houses, literally up in the canopy, to jungle resorts deep in nature, serene riverside cottages,
Yeah.
but also plenty of good budget-friendly lodges and homestays, too. What's really smart, though, is the strategy the guide
Oh,
recommends.
it's a strategy.
They suggest splitting your stay. Maybe 2 nights in one area, like near Vithiri or Mepidi, which are known for forests and plantations. And then another 2 nights somewhere else, maybe near Banisura or Sultan Bathery, which have different landscapes, maybe more history or access to the dam and caves. Doing that lets you experience the different sort of facets of Wayanad, different atmospheres, different surroundings. You get a much broader feel for the district.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, rather than just staying put in one spot.
Exactly. And the guide does give a nod to their own place Vayora stays, mentioning it as an affordable option focused on peace, good food, and that kind of family-run local care. Again, grounding it in that personal local experience.
Right. So wrapping up the practical side of things, if you're listening and thinking, okay, I want to go. What does this all mean for planning your trip? Let's cover the logistics. How do you get there?
Okay, logistics. If you're flying, the nearest airport is Calicut International Airport, also called Kozhikode, CCJ. From there, it's about a 2.5 to 3-hour drive up into the hills of Wayanad. It's quite a scenic drive, actually. If you're driving yourself, say from Bangalore or Mysore, it's roughly a 5 to 6-hour journey. Again, very picturesque, especially the final climb up the Ghat roads.
And trains.
For trains, the nearest major station is Kozhikode, or Nalamba Road. It's a bit closer for some parts of Wayanad. From either station, you then need to take a taxi or a local bus to get to your final destination within Wayanad.
Got it. What about the best time to visit?
Well, it depends what you're after. For generally pleasant, cool, and sunny weather, the peak season is October to February, ideal for sightseeing and trekking. But if you love the rain, the mist, and seeing everything incredibly lush and green, then the monsoon months, say June to August, can be magical. It's a different kind of beauty, very atmospheric.
So depends on your preference for weather.
Yeah.
And packing. Any key tips from the guide?
Definitely pack layers. Light jackets or sweaters are essential, especially for the evenings and early mornings, as it can get quite cool. Good walking or trekking shoes are a must, given all the natural spots and potential for walks. And, well, it almost goes without saying, but a good camera, You'll want to capture the landscapes.
For sure. Okay, this has been fantastic. Our local guide has really painted a vivid picture. I think the main takeaway from this deep dive is pretty clear. Wayanad isn't just another tourist spot. It really does sound like a peaceful way of life, that unique mix of nature, the